How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. Can you hear me good?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me good?
Yeah, I can hear you perfect.
All right, awesome. Yeah,
Give me
I'm at the
one.
beach,
Give me-
so. Wee.
Man, I just want to
Oh,
start today by just saying thank you for the opportunity to speak to you today.
yeah, for sure. No
Um,
doubt.
I go by Ronick, and I started KrylonTalk, just to inform people, like the new generation, or even people in general that love graffiti. That
Yeah.
there's a lot of people out here that have been doing it for a while now. We got some pioneers and people that are established like yourself that enjoy and love doing this.
Mhm.
So I wanted to see if we could start today just by covering, if you could cover when you started and what you tested you start when you started doing graffiti, painting graffiti. Sorry.
Oh, so should we start the interview now, or do you want to wait a little bit?
I would, however you like.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, we can start now if you want.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
So I just wanted to start by asking if you could share what year you started painting and what utensils were you using when you started painting.
Um, so I started painting graffiti in 2003. So I've been writing for 17 years now. And I mean, when I first started, the only thing available to me was Krylon. So, I started writing with Krylon, and I used to rack that shit from Walmart. Like I was like 12 years old, like,
Yeah.
I ain't have no bread, so I was just racking shit. And yeah, man, I started with Rusto and Krylon, and I didn't start using Montana. I started with hardcore around maybe like 2000 and like 6 or 7, and then like around 2008 94 came out, and then that's when I started using like higher grade, better spray paint. But yeah, man.
So did you have a favorite color with the old school Krylon?
To be honest, 17 years ago, I can't even remember like names or anything, but yeah, I want to say like I was always like into the reds, like red and black, white, red, black, like just classic, you know what I mean?
Definitely. How did you feel about I mean, did it bother you that the brand Krylon itself, like the corporate, didn't really have love for graffiti?
Did it bother me? I mean, probably, maybe at the time, it probably bothered me, but I mean, now, looking back, like maybe if they would have supported, they would have had a bigger company, because these other brands took over the graffiti world, the street art world, so it's their fucking loss.
Definitely, man. I'm with you on that. They
you
took a
know
big loss. Can
yeah.
you share Can you share a little bit about how you felt the transition? Montana coming in, a camp for graffiti by graffiti artists. Did you enjoy it, or was it just like whatever, paint is paint?
I mean, I can definitely say that I enjoyed like the higher grade um quality of spray paint. I mean, it definitely did help to like evolve like the style and like the presentation of graffiti. So, I mean, yeah, I think it's really cool.
So how about when it comes to like tags? Do you have like a favorite market, like a market to go to, or like anything of that nature?
I'm sorry, say that again.
When it comes to catching tags, do you have like a favorite marker or something of that nature that you enjoy using for tags?
Um, yeah, when I do tags, like I would probably say it's like the crinks. Like I love the drippers. Like any type of dripper is probably like my go to. What
So
up? Dope.
can
People are
you
joining.
can you share, if possible, a little bit about who influenced you coming up?
What up? Yeah, for sure. So when I crazy is that
Your
the
feet?
main people who influenced me is my crew now.
Okay.
So when I was growing up, I really looked up to FC and Cope and Dash and Bates. Those were some of the first writers I ever saw, period. So, now 17 years later to be like down in a super established crew is like is really dope because they were the first writers I saw.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Can you share, if possible, can you share how it feels, being a female in the graffiti world? I'm sure there's a lot of things have been said and done or whatnot. Can you share a little bit of what that feels like?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I grew up in Miami and gender was never a thing. So it was never, I never looked at graffiti as a gender based form of art. It was just like, if you wrote, you wrote. If you were dope, you were dope. I never looked at myself and was like, oh, I'm a female writer, so blase,
Yeah,
blase. Like, that never mattered to me. It was just about simply the art form, So, I mean, I always, respected people who showed me like, real respect, and it wasn't like no easy props because I'm a girl. Like, to me, that doesn't matter. So I think looking at that way, it kind of kept my skill level up to par, you know, with the guys surrounding me.
breaking up a little
Hello?
bit. Can you hear me? You're breaking up a little bit.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah,
Can
I
you
can
hear
hear
me?
you.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, yeah.
dope. Yeah, because I just feel like, as a female, I feel like there's certain people that look at you like you might not be what meet up to their, like what they feel graffiti should be, because you got a lot of people out there that definitely, have a lot to say.
Mhm.
So it's uh it's dope that you were able to, not let them bother you,
Yeah, I never cared.
deliver dope styles and letterings.
Thank you.
Do you have any favorite caps to go to, like when it's time to paint? Like, do you got any caps that you'd be like, oh damn, those are my top three?
I mean, my go to my favorite caps are like the Lego caps, and then like the skinny, the creams. What up, DVS?
Whoa, what up?
What up, homie? It's been a while. Uh, okay. Hello. Can you guys hear me? Okay.
I can hear you.
Okay. Can everyone hear me that just joined? What up?
Drop an emoji if you can hear.
I hope they can hear me.
So I wanted to touch another subject.
Yeah.
And the graffiti,
Yep.
there's two terms that have been around for a minute, and I just want to see if you could share your take on them and how you feel about these terms. One being
Uh huh.
capping, the other one being toy.
Uh huh. So, those two terminologies to me kind of go hand in hand, in a lot of ways, because if you're a toy, you're either gonna get capped or you're the probably one doing the capping that isn't right. That's how you become a toy. So yeah, it's like a strange mixture of the two. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, sorry, it's because you were cutting off a little bit. I was just trying to catch it.
Oh, okay. Should I repeat it?
If you can, please.
Yeah, yeah. So to me, those two terms go hand in hand together because to me, either if you're a toy, you're not gonna understand, the foundation and the rules of graffiti. So most likely you're gonna be capping people you shouldn't, and then vice
Definitely.
versa, you're gonna get capped. You know what I mean? Vice versa, you're gonna get capped then. So those two kind of go hand in hand. Hello.
It's breaking up. We're having small.
Out here. Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
Yeah,
you.
sorry about that. It's just the connection. It's messing up.
Yeah, it's all good.
Okay, so I heard up to where you were talking about the toys about not following rules and the foundations and not understanding.
Right. Yeah. So basically, if you're a writer, you call yourself a writer, and you don't understand the proper terminology of graffiti, most likely you're going to be capping people that you shouldn't, and then people are going to cap over you. So to me, those two terms, like you asked, they go hand in hand.
Definitely, it just sometimes some people don't seem to understand. You know, they just over there just destroying stuff, going over stuff, and they don't understand, and it could lead into bigger things.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about when there's beef between crews? Because you know how back in the day you were just yeah this is just battle on the wall, but now it
Yeah.
seems like people try to escalate it to a next level. How do you feel? How do you feel about that situation?
Um, I feel like with crews and beef, like, I mean, that shit gets real. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure we've all had beef. I'm sure that, that shit has escalated, and probably, sometimes it ends badly. Um, what I say now as an adult is that it's just not worth it for me anymore to like end up in jail and shit over some like dumb graph bullshit. But I mean, obviously, when I was a kid and I was a knucklehead and like I really didn't have much to lose, my take on it was a little different, and I would probably do some reckless, dumb shit that like would get me in fucking trouble. So I just think it's where you're at, in your life and as a person and as an artist and how developed you are. Um, I think it really just depends on all those situations of how that's going to end up.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that. I just, in my point of view, it's been situations where I've seen it escalate to years and years of problems. You know, over
Oh, fuck
somebody,
yeah, for sure.
somebody, somebody acting like a child or immature and not being responsible to man up to their actions.
Well, that just goes back to on some toy shit, if you're a toy, then you're gonna keep doing toy shit, and if you're not a toy, then you don't have to act like that, because you know where you stand as an artist, you know where you stand with your name, you know what I mean? So it's just kind
Yeah,
of like, it just depends.
definitely. I mean, it's just something that I like to talk about because I feel like everybody should understand that that there is consequences to immature behavior.
Mhm. Oh, we had a question. He said, "What's toy shit?" Um, do you want me to answer questions last, or should we just keep going?
Whatever you feel more comfortable with, I'm open.
Okay, I mean, I'm down to answer any questions
Sure, let's go.
as it comes down. What
Sure, let's
up,
go ahead and answer that
Dallas
one.
in the house? What's good? Hey. Okay,
Well,
so we're talking about toy shit regarding graffiti. So I have a lot of b-boy followers as well, so I just want to make sure I'm clear on the terminology. So a toy being in graffiti is somebody who doesn't understand the aesthetic of the graffiti world and the rules and the street code. You know what I mean? So if you don't follow those things and you're not familiar with that, then you're gonna do things that cause you to look like a toy, because it's just not politically correct in our world.
definitely. I had a chance to check out one of the interviews where they discussed you being a B girl. Can you share a little bit about that?
Yeah, for sure. So I started graffiti, like I said, back in 2003, and 2 years later I started breaking in 2005, and I've been living professionally as both for the last 10 years. So I break, and I'm an artist full time. So I mean, yeah, that's just kind of my journey with hip hop.
For everybody out there that don't seem to understand that there could also be good in graffiti. Like you could actually build a business and establish yourself and make an income. Can you share a little bit about that feeling of how it feels to it started just in the streets, you know, possibly catch some tags or a throw up, and it
Yeah.
led to a fun career.
Oh, fuck yeah. That's basically my life story. So, I mean, I started graffiti in 2003, and you know, I started off just like everybody else. You know, I was just a kid tagging the streets of Miami and just, you know, being a fucking tagger. And I never took it serious, to be honest, as a career or as any kind of art form. But then I moved to LA in 2010, and I started working out here more as a dancer. So I kind of, you know, I did more of the dance thing for a while, but I always, you know, kept doing graffiti. Then it wasn't until 2015 I actually came out on a TV show called Street Art
Okay.
Throwdown. And it
Dope.
was, yeah, it was Justin Bua's TV show on the Oxygen Network, and it basically was about, you know, graffiti and street artists. And you know, that show changed my life. You know, I got a lot of heat from it, from the graffiti world, you know, just for like showing my face and shit. But at the end of the day, I knew like I had a bigger there was a bigger picture for me, and I knew that I had a purpose for being on the show. So, you know, I took that heat and I ran with it. I fucking got off the show and I developed myself to an artist, into a bigger artist than I could have ever imagined. And now I just, you know, I'm able to paint murals full time and do what I love. And you know, it just, that's just my journey. It started as a hobby, and now it's something that I can live comfortably with. And you know, it's what I love to do. So it worked out in the end.
Yeah, it's amazing, you know, that, you know, I give you a lot of props for that, because now it seems like a lot of people don't seem to understand, like, you know, being out there doing graffiti illegally, you know, that's the culture, that's the lifestyle, and everybody
Yeah.
enjoys it and loves it. But when
Right.
you get to a certain age, it's like you cannot be 50 years old out there getting caught tagging. You
Right.
know, like some
Exactly.
people,
At some
some
point,
people.
right. Yeah. At some point you have to develop, you know, you can't be just stuck in the same place. And that goes for any type of place you are in your life, no matter what you do. It doesn't have to be even art, graffiti. It could be anything. I just think that if you're constantly developing and evolving as a human, your art is gonna go hand in hand with that. So so yeah, I guess that's what happened. I mean, but I mean, I still fucking love bombing. Like I still bomb freights, you know. That itch never goes away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, I feel you. I feel you on that.
Yeah.
Have you had a chance to visit other countries and paint?
Yeah, for sure. I've actually traveled to many countries, dancing, like for my breaking, competitive, competing, and you know, every time I'm traveling, I'm always gonna make sure I drop a piece. And I've done like workshops, like graffiti workshops for kids all over the world. And yeah, man, just spreading the knowledge, spreading the love, you know, that real hip hop shit.
Can you share a little bit about maybe some stuff that you've seen out there traveling with graffiti? Maybe, you know, possibly you know, somebody
Like a
painting with
story, or
something,
uh-huh.
yeah, like something out of the ordinary. You know, like seeing somebody painting with a different type of material, or seeing one
uh
of the sickest spots out.
I mean, to me, one of the dopest experiences I've had with traveling abroad and doing graffiti is in Spain. I don't know if it's legal anymore, and someone can correct me, but for many, 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 many years, graffiti was legal in Spain. So you could literally be bombing the fucking streets, and like, I mean, when I
Oh,
went
dope.
there, yeah, you could bomb the streets and like the cops don't do nothing. So like when I went there, I remember my first time there was maybe like 2012 or something. And yeah, man, I was just fucking bombing, and I was just like, yo, this is fucking crazy. Like, no one's gonna stop me. Like, I'm not gonna get in trouble. Like, I was skeptical about it too, because I'm like, I don't know, man. This seems too good to be true. This is fucking crazy, you know?
Like a
So,
movie.
yeah, that shit was dope. So I would say that's probably one of the dopest things I've experienced with like graffiti in other countries. I was like, that was a trip. I was like, what the fuck?
That's
Yeah.
dope. That's dope. Being able to, you know, just all right, go all ham. So you got
Right.
you can't no more.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
um, is there something that you could say to people tuning in or people that are thinking about writing graffiti or just start writing graffiti? Is there some words you could share to them?
I mean, I think that if you if you want to get into graffiti, I don't know anybody who like kind of just decides. I feel like it finds you. I feel like it falls into your lap. You know what I mean? Like
Definitely.
um it's a strange culture, and I think it's very unique in that way where it somehow, if you're meant to be doing it, you will be. I think graffiti artists are very special human beings and people because we have a lot to say, and we don't give a fuck. We're gonna say it, and no one's gonna stop us. And that's what I think makes us very like chosen. So I think that if you're chosen to do graffiti and you end up doing it, I would just say, keep the culture intact. Like, know what the fuck you're doing, know the rules, and stick by it. And and work for your respect. Like, put in the fucking work and develop your craft, and everything else will follow.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that. And something that I can say on my point of view is the beautiful thing about graffiti is people don't look at you by your color, by your race. Your work speaks for you. They look at your piece, and that's what lets them know. Oh, that's that person. And I
Right.
think that's done.
Aw, Gabbo, hey boo, miss you. I love her. That's my homie. But yeah, you're definitely right about that, and that's I think is just hip hop in general is just that's why it's such a beautiful culture because it is for what it is. It's like there's nothing else to it. So
You have some part in hip hop right now with break dancing. Do you feel like graph has been left out from hip hop these couple past years? Because they say it's one of the elements. Do you feel like it's been left
yeah,
out?
I think the graffiti and breaking is really different nowadays because you know back when I started, everything was hand in hand. So if you want to talk about hip hop on that scale, like if you were a b-boy, you were a writer. If you were a b-boy, you had a hand style. Like it was just a part of it was just how it was. You know what I mean? And now I feel like the two elements kind of went their own way, and it's not really like united anymore, which is something I've always tried to like keep, and but yeah, I think you're absolutely right, and that it does have like a disconnect in the two.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be like before. Like it just seems a little distant, and I feel like maybe it'll be a good time to maybe bring it back around in the future.
Yeah, for sure.
Because a lot of people don't seem to understand there's a whole world behind graffiti, and it's
Yeah.
worldwide, and a lot of people seem to forget that.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
There's a question that I like to ask everybody that hops on KrylonTalk.
Uh-huh.
Um, you have a favorite sneaker to paint in, or just sketch or drawing?
um Funny you say that because I'm a huge sneakerhead. So
Oh,
like,
yeah.
yeah, I'm a huge sneakerhead, so I'm like really into kicks, but like when it comes to painting in my kicks, because I love my kicks, I
Yeah.
won't paint in anything. Like I won't paint in a good shoe. You know what I mean? Like unless it's
Yeah.
old, like unless it's like really like an old shoe, then like because that's just gonna get paint on it anyways. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, I'm not really picky with the painting shoes. It's just gonna get fucked up anyway. So
And so it is what it is, huh?
right, exactly.
Um, I want to talk about how do you feel about graffiti? Like, where do you see graffiti heading in the next 2, 3 generations?
Damn, that's a crazy ass question. I mean, to be honest, if you want to talk about in the next 20 to 30 years, I
Yeah.
would say I can only hope that it'll develop into a more acceptable form of art in modern society, and that, you know, in my perfect world, I would want every city's fucking all the buildings to be fucking painted in like amazing art and graffiti, but like really taken seriously as an art. You know, that to me would be dope. Is where the normal people will really start to appreciate it like as an art form.
Yeah, that's dope because I mean I had the opportunity to speak to a lot of writers like yourself, and the older ones they share that before it wasn't that simple to just say, hey, I'm a graffiti writer. You know,
Right.
people will look at you a whole lot different or treat you a whole lot different.
Oh,
And
for
now it seems
sure. Yeah,
and now
I can feel
and
that.
now and now it seems to be more acceptable. You know, the accepted now is more fashionable, but
Right.
yet I don't know where to scale it at my point of view because I don't know if it's gonna stay more mainstream and
Hmm.
kind of laid back on the underground scene that's going on.
Right.
So I think it's gonna be interesting to see the evolve of it.
Right. Totally.
That's dope.
Yep.
Okay, and you're still located in Miami, or you moved out? You're still in LA?
Yeah, I actually left Miami 10 years ago. So
Oh,
I've
okay.
been based in Los Angeles for 10 years. Yep.
Okay.
What up,
If you
Eli? What's up? I got some old school homies jumping on. That's what's up. Hell yeah.
if you can you share a little bit about how it was, you know, being a Miami writer and then just being in LA, like, oh shit, I'm gonna go do my thing.
Oh hell yeah. It's like right, throwback. What's up? Yeah, actually Eli was in my first breaking crew. That I when I first started breaking, he was like one of my first like crewmates and stuff. So that's dope to see him on here. Um but yeah, I mean, writing in Miami and writing in LA is like two other fucking so funny. Ah, you already know. You know, I stay funny. Um so yeah, it's like totally fucking different, you know what I mean? Because like out in Miami, it gets crazy and shit. More like between the graffiti crews or whatever, like, but out here, like, dude, it's like not only do you gotta worry about graffiti beef, but it's like fucking gang culture over here. You know what I mean? So it's like you already know, like you can't just come to LA and just paint where you want. It's not like that out here. Like you gotta know where the fuck you're painting. You gotta know who runs what hood, as far as even not even just gang, but like graph crews out here run territories. You know what I mean? So it's like it goes pretty fucking deep. Shit, when I first moved out here, I used to get banged on like a motherfucker.
Oh,
Like,
you
and I,
really?
fuck yeah, dude. And they didn't give a fuck that I was a girl. Like, I've gotten guns pulled on me and shit. Like, just for riding in the wrong neighborhood. You know what I mean? So, like,
Yeah.
I learned real fucking quick. I was like, shit, all right, let me get with the shits out here. Let me know what's up. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and so like being out here for some time, like now I understand, you know, I know my place. I know, you know, I even have my shit now. I have my fucking walls and like shit I gotta look after. And so now it's like I get it out here. But yeah, this shit crazy out here in LA. Your ass will get popped for some
Yeah, I
graffiti.
mean,
Your ass
I
will
feel
get
like
fucking popped.
I feel like a lot of guys take graffiti to another level to where they want to start tag banging.
Right, is that tag banging shit? Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
and how do you feel about the tag banging? Do you think it should be considered part of the culture, or you think it's just something that's like
Well,
out of
to
the
be
ordinary?
well, I mean, yes, because graffiti, LA graffiti came from tag banging. So you got to
Yeah,
respect the roots. You know what I mean? Like that's
definitely.
LA's history for graffiti, and you got to fucking honor that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Shit, I fuck with the tag bangers. I'd be like, alright, you know what I mean? Like, but I ain't gonna fuck with their walls though. I ain't trying to get shot.
Yeah, I feel you on that, man. You're very right about that. It's good that you bring that up because a lot of people don't seem to understand that. You know, that thing is just picking up a spray can and it's gonna fuck shit up. But in reality,
Nah,
what you're saying is
you
it's
gotta
very
know.
accurate.
You gotta fucking know, dude. Like, you don't understand. Every time I paint a mural on the streets, I gotta have some shit on me. Cause, like, I've been robbed before. Like, I get fucked with all the time by crackheads. Like, I've almost had to fight crackheads. Like, people don't know this shit gets crazy out here painting for a living. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not only do I gotta deal with the gangs and them pressing me, like, when I'm just trying to do my job, like, I gotta maintain my shit. And they gotta come back, and they're like always trying to get their shit back. Like, yo, it's not an easy job. Like, let me tell you.
And it's crazy because at that point you're doing legal walls and they're still messing with you.
No, for sure. The last Kobe mural I did, I got fucked with mad hard, yo. Like, I had to get homies that fucking knew, like, the OGs from that hood. It was over at Dogtown. And they had to tell the homies to chill and leave me alone, because them fools were like pressing me hard, bro. And I'm just like, fuck, I'm just trying to do a fucking job. You know what I mean? So
What up, Aaron?
yeah, man. So it gets pretty crazy. It gets pretty crazy out here in LA. But you know, I end up getting cool and shit afterwards. Once, like, you know, the mural goes hard, then they're like, "What's up, lady?" Like, the same fools that press me become my homies.
Is it more of a territorial thing, you think, or is it just because?
Absolutely. To them, it's their territory. They don't give a fuck if you're a writer or another gang. It's the same shit. Like, it's their fucking territory. You know what I mean? So if you're trying to write on their shit, they're gonna take their shit back. It's just like some graffiti shit. It's the same mentality, but it's just more about, you know, other things go with it. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, man, it's crazy that you bring that up, because you're the first person that I've actually spoken to about this. Because no one else brings it up to me, but I know about it.
Yeah, that shit's real out here. And I deal with that shit on the daily, because I paint the streets. You know what I mean? Like, I paint that shit for a living. So I literally paint every day. So I'm out here dealing with a whole bunch of bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't post about all the shit I deal with, but, like, I'm constantly dealing with some fucking bullshit. But it's like, fuck it. I love this shit. Like, I'm with the shits. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm a paint. I'm a fucking paint. You know what I mean?
Is there any story you could share with us about when you were out there getting up, maybe in the past or recently? Like, you know, just something that stood out to you?
Yeah, I have like a really crazy story that I like to share with people if they're chosen to hear it. So I guess one of my favorite billboard stories, I would say is, you know, I was hitting a billboard just like any other night. I end up getting caught in the barbed wire. So yeah, I got it bad, bro. I got like a nasty ass, just a fucking deep gash in my arm. And I took my arm out, and there was just blood everywhere, like bleeding all over me. And I was like, fuck, but I'm hanging from a fucking ladder. And I'm like, bro, if I let go, I'm gonna fall. And this shit was high as fuck. So I'm like, I have two options. I can keep going and fucking hit this billboard real quick, or I can possibly fall and go down. So I was like, fuck it. Arm gushing blood. I was like, I'm going for this shit. So I fucking go. I hit the billboard. Halfway through, the fucking lights turn on me. And I'm up there, and the fucking lights are shining on me, and I'm like, oh my God. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? So my crazy ass takes off my shirt and fucking puts it over the light just to fucking finish the fucking bomb. Then when I was done, I fucking ran down real quick, and my lookout was like, what the fuck happened? And I'm like, fuck, just drive, bro. Just fucking drive. I have fucking blood all over me. It was fucking gnarly, but it was awesome.
Man, that's hectic there. It's hectic.
Yeah. Oh shit, my brother joined. What up, Mauricio?
A lot of things will go bad really quick being out there.
What's up? Sorry, what'd you say?
A lot of things will go bad real quick being out there.
Oh, bro,
painting.
I could write a fucking book about all the fucking missions and bullshit like I've been through for graffiti, bro. I should probably publish it. You know what I mean? Because I've been through some fucking crazy ass shit for graffiti.
That'd be dope. That'd be dope to put something out there like that.
I fucking will too. Niggas will love that shit. I have some crazy ass fucking stories, bro. Stories for days. Trust.
Can you share a little bit about what it feels to represent your crew and what it means to be part of your crew for you?
Oh, fuck yeah. Yo, so Fame City, like I said earlier in the interview, was one of the first graffiti crews that I ever saw, period, as a fucking writer. So to me, to be down with that crew now, like, I know I have a huge legacy to uphold, especially being a female, you know. So yeah, man, I just like, I'm super honored to be down with my crew. Yo, what up, homie? Super fucking honored to be a part of such a legendary crew. And yeah, man, I just doing my thing, just keep doing my thing and keep the fucking roots strong. And yeah, that's about it.
Man, it's dope. It's dope, man. Just to showing it to everybody, even anybody in general. I mean, you love something, you do it to the best of your abilities, and just keep doing
Right.
you. And
Yeah, for sure.
That's with everything in general.
Yeah, yeah.
And with me, with KrylonTalk, we just try to share that, there's people really out here, People tend to forget, they're so caught up in their lifestyle or in their world that they tend to forget that there was people here way before you. And
Right, right. I
I
feel
tend to
that.
shine light on that.
That's dope. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for like having me on and stuff.
Yeah, man. Again, I just wanted to say, I thank you for your time, and I appreciate you coming on KrylonTalk and sharing everything that you shared with us today. It was a great
For sure.
experience.
No doubt.
And
Cool, man. Well,
once
yeah,
this COVID-19 is over, hopefully I get the chance to meet you.
yeah, yeah. Are you here in LA or
Yeah, have you ever been to the Harbor area?
Harbor?
Harbor area?
I'm not sure. San Pedro?
Yeah, that's my
Okay.
area. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
I'm out here.
cool. Yeah, yeah. I think I've been to that yard out there, the train yard.
Yeah, so maybe we could link up after this COVID-19. I get a chance to meet you.
Yeah, man. No doubt. For sure.
Much love. Thank you.
All right. Much love, man. Thanks for
Peace.
everyone tuning in. Bye.